It's time. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. First of all, if my voice sounds kind of different, it's because I am sick right now, so please excuse that. But anyways, you saw the intro. It is finally time for me to do a CD collection video. The last time I did one of these was back in 2014 in that summer, so it's been literally over 2 years. And this is a highly requested video that I've been holding off for a pretty long time, mainly because I wanted to collect a bunch more CDs that I could finally show off to you guys, and I think I'm finally ready to do that. Some of the younger viewers here might be asking who collects CDs anymore. Well, people that grew up listening to CDs collect CDs, okay? I really love CDs. The main reason why is because I like to feel like I own it. Obviously, nowadays you can just go ahead and download a full album within a few seconds with a touch of a button on your phone, and you have it right there in the palm of your hand. But honestly, it just doesn't feel the same. I'm used to going out and purchasing, you know, the physical copy, and I just love that. First of all, you know, I have a strong appreciation for the album artwork. I like to display them around my room and just kind of be able to hold it in my hand, you know? It's just something different than just hitting a download button. That's why I think it's kind of special, similar to vinyl collecting, which is a lot more special in my opinion, but CDs go way back to my early days. I do want to start off by saying that I do not have a huge collection whatsoever. Mainly the CDs that I have collected over the years are those from my favorite bands, or else my favorite albums pretty much of all time. Of course, there's so many more that I still need to add to this collection, but I just haven't really gotten around to purchasing those yet, but I'm sure you guys are getting kind of eager to see what I do own, so without further ado, let's jump right into the CD collection. First up, we have the 1975's self-titled album, and I just got this back in June or July, I think, and John from ARTV actually bought it for me because I saw it in the CD store and I was like, oh, I wish I had this, I don't have it yet, and he was kind enough to just pick it up for me. So sweet. And just so you guys know, we're going in alphabetical order, so up next is the 1975 I Like It When You Sleep, For You Are So Beautiful, Yet So Unaware of It. Now, this is definitely my favorite album of 2016 so far. I don't think anything is going to top this. If you have not checked this out yet, you are living under a rock. This is the greatest thing I've heard in a long, long time. I'm not exaggerating. Please go listen to it. Next, we have my favorite album by All Time Low, Nothing Personal. Now, I don't even remember when I got this. I think I got this back in 2013, right around when I was kind of getting into All Time Low on a deeper level. I decided to pick up this CD because it is my favorite of theirs. Next up, we have Don't Panic, It's Longer Now by All Time Low yet again, and I got this right around when they released this deluxe edition. This album is definitely my second favorite, very, very close second to Nothing Personal for me. Just fucking flawless almost. And then, of course, we have All Time Low's newest release, Future Hearts. I got this in a bundle. I think it came with a t-shirt and a poster and a couple other things. My next CD is Balance and Composure's The Things We Think We're Missing. Now, this is my fucking favorite album by these guys. This is the band's second studio album, and it came out back in 2013, and I just most recently got into this just a few months ago, and I'm seriously in love with this thing. Next up, we have The Beatles 1. This is a compilation of all their biggest hits. It has songs like Love Me Do, From Me to You, I Wanna Hold Your Hand, Can't Buy Me Love, 8 Days a Week, Ticket to Ride, Help, Yesterday, Day Tripper, Penny Lane, Eleanor Rigby, Lady Madonna, Hello Goodbye, Hey Jude, Get Back. There's just so much on here. I'm sure all of you guys have heard all of those songs because the Beatles are just that good. Seriously. And this is actually the only Beatles album I have on CD. I need to get all their other ones. I don't know why I haven't yet, but yeah, if you haven't listened to anything from the Beatles, then we probably can't be friends. Moving on to brand new, we have Deja and Tendu. This album is excellent. A very famous album cover right here. One of my favorites of all time. Next, we have my very favorite record by Brand New, The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me. Now, this album is perfect for fall. It seriously fits that theme so well. So does the album cover. Every fucking thing about this thing is just so powerful and just blows my mind every single time I listen through. I also picked up Daisy recently because I wanted to kind of get into more of Brand New's discography. This is an album that I'm not super familiar with by them. Like, I know a couple of the songs, but I wanted to get into it on a more deeper level, so I went ahead and picked this one up. I also love this album cover as well. Next up, we have Bring Me the Horizon, Sempiternal. This is my favorite album by Bring Me the Horizon. so fucking good. This was like, I think their prime, honestly, because it had the perfect amount of like screaming and heavy instrumentation mixed with the singing and just other electronic elements that they brought in. It was just a fantastic listen all the way through. The next CD is Youth by Citizen. This album is one of my favorites ever. I just could not help myself. I had to pick this one up. I think I actually bought this at the show where I saw them play live back in March. Yeah, that was fucking awesome. They were so good live. Then we have A Day to Remember's Homesick, and I know this is not like the original cover. I don't know why it's like this. I think it's because this is like the deluxe version or something. I don't know. I got it on Amazon. But yeah, Homesick is fucking amazing. I love the original album cover of this. I don't know why it's not on here, like I said, but so many amazing songs on here. This is definitely my second favorite A Day to Remember album. It's pretty much everyone else's like #1 favorite, but my personal favorite happens to be Common Courtesy, the very next CD in my collection. This came out back in 2013, right around when I started getting into A Day to Remember, and I just fell in love with this completely, and I still listen to this album so often, like way too often. I also have Bad Vibrations. I really do love this record. There's a handful of really awesome songs on here. I don't love every single thing about it. I will say I was a little bit disappointed. It's probably going to grow on me a lot in the next few months, in the next year or so, but I definitely recommend going ahead and checking this out. Moving on to pretty much my favorite band of all time, Fall Out Boy. We have Take This to Your Grave. I recently got this on vinyl and I'm in love with it. This is seriously like a fantastic record in my opinion. I think it was great for, you know, being their first actual studio release. So many amazing songs on here, like Tell That Mick, the opening track, Grand Theft Autumn, Where's Your Boy, Saturday. It's a solid record all around. If you haven't heard the whole thing, I highly recommend going ahead and doing so. Of course, next we have From Under the Cork Tree, which is a fantastic album. Like, guys, I still cannot pick like what my favorite album is by Fall Out Boy. I've been saying Foley for a long time, but after listening to the vinyl copy of this that I just got, I'm just like, wow, this album is so fucking flawless. Moving on, we have Infinity on High, Fall Out Boy's third studio release, and another one of my favorites, like I just said. I wonder where I got my YouTube channel name. I have no idea. And then up next we have what I think is my favorite Fall Out Boy album, Fully Adieu. This album is incredibly underrated, and it makes me so sad that like this is kind of the reason Fall Out Boy broke up, is because people didn't love this album and were kind of hating on it, even at their own shows, which is a huge shame because this is seriously some amazing content right here. Of course, I had to pick up Believers Never Die, the compilation of Fall Out Boy's greatest hits. This was right before I think they actually officially went on hiatus in 2009. This was one of the first CDs I ever bought. I bought this alongside Fully Adieu from Hot Topic, and that was actually when I was told that Fall Out Boy were breaking up. Next up, we have Save Rock and Roll. This is the Pax Am edition, because I wanted to just kind of get them 2 in 1, because why not? So like I said, this includes Save Rock and Roll and of course Pax Am Days. It has 2 CDs in here. And Save Rock and Roll is actually a really great record. I think I kind of overlooked it right when it came out, but recently when I've been coming back to it, I'm like, wow, this is so good. I definitely think it's better than American Beauty, American Psycho, just in my opinion. I like the vibe of it a lot more. Pax Am Days was, I guess, an EP they did a couple years back, with just a bunch of raw, like, punk songs, basically. And then last but not least, to close out the Fall Out Boy discography, we have American Beauty, American Psycho. Okay, next band is Green Day. Now, please do not crucify me for only owning their 2 most popular albums. I want to get the rest of them, or at least a couple other ones, soon, but these are the only 2 I could find in an actual store. The rest I'll have to buy, like, online or something. But the first one here is Dookie, of course, a very iconic 90s record. And the second one I was talking about is, of course, American Idiot. How could I not own this? This is one of the greatest records of the last like 15 years. It's fucking flawless. Seriously, this is like such a great record. This is definitely Green Day's best album. I'm not sure if they're ever going to be able to top this one. Definitely not. Next we have My Boys Issues. This is their self-titled record back from 2014, I believe. I also went ahead and pre-ordered their new album Headspace back before it came out. This is definitely one of my favorite records of 2016. Next we have The Killers' Hot Fuss. I just got this summer. This is another record that John, my boyfriend, actually bought me. He was so kind. I think we actually bought this one with the 1975 one together, like in the same day. This is another one that I've been wanting to buy for so long now. I don't know how I didn't even have this because it's such a fucking great record. Back in 2009, The Killers released this live DVD. So this is a live CD and a live DVD, so you can watch it but also listen to all these songs here, pretty much their whole set. It includes a lot of their bigger songs, of course that's what they play on their set list, and of course a lot of the newer songs from the album that was newest at the time. Next up we have Knuckle Puck's Copacetic. I love this album. It was one of my favorites of 2015. If you have not gotten into Knuckle Puck yet, please promise me you'll go listen to at least this record. And speaking of that, I actually have a second copy of this. This came with the vinyl of that album, so I'm going to be giving this away today. So if you want this, all you have to do is follow me on Instagram, find the photo I took of this album back last summer, and leave a comment saying everything is copacetic. I will pick a random person sometime at the end of this week probably. Anyways, moving on, we have Law Disputes, Rooms of the House. This is like my favorite record. Oh my god, I think this is so good. Just how it's kind of like a concept album about, you know, this snowstorm coming in and just all this shit going down, you know, shifting back from like the 50s to like now. It has this very interesting vibe to it, and I love it so much. This album is so good. I want to get more of Law Dispute stuff. I just got this on vinyl not long ago, so eventually I want to get more of their stuff. Next up we have Distant Like You Asked by Like Pacific. If you have not heard of this band, go look them up right now. They're a pop punk band. They were on Warped Tour. Also last fall they toured with Neck Deep, State Champs, and Knuckle Puck. Fantastic band. That's pretty much how I found them, because I knew they were touring with all those bands that I love, so I went ahead and checked out their stuff. Just saying, this is probably going to make my list of my favorite albums of this year, so you do not want to miss out. Go ahead and check it out if you're into pop punk. Next up we have The Main's American Candy. I love this record so much. This is just way better than I ever thought, honestly. Just exceeded my expectations. Next we have one of my favorite records of 2015, Neck Deep's Life's Not Out to Get You. I'm still so obsessed with this record. I listen to a lot of these songs all the time, and I still haven't really gotten tired of any of these. Next up we have former Oasis guitarist and songwriter Noel Gallagher's solo record, Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds. I haven't listened to this in so long, and it makes me want to listen to it now, because seriously, there's a lot of incredible songs on here. When did this come out? This came out in 2011? Holy shit, I'm getting so old. I feel like this just came out. What is happening? Oh my god, guys, go listen to this. It is like, I don't even know what genre it is. I guess just like rock, alt rock, I don't know. Has a lot of like acoustic guitars. A very easy record to listen to. It's very fun to drive to, so go check this one out. I love it. Speaking of Oasis, of course I have Time Flies, which is their compilation album of greatest hits, pretty much their whole career. So it has just a ton of their biggest songs and a lot of other songs on here. The next CD is of Mice and Men's Restoring Force. This came out in 2013. It was an album that I really enjoyed at the time. I'll be honest, I haven't listened to it much since then. I just kind of, I guess, grew out of Mice and Men. I really did not like their newest record as well. I don't know why. I just didn't really like the vibe of it. It just wasn't my kind of thing. I like this one a lot better. Just kind of the style of it. I'm more into like the metalcore side of them. Now we're about to get into my other favorite band, and the very first band I ever got into, Panic at the Disco. Of course, we have A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. Iconic album that's, I think, 11 years old now. Holy fuck. This is no doubt my favorite by Panic. Just every single song on here, fucking flawless in my opinion. And then we have Pretty Odd, which came out in 2008. It's their second studio album. This came out right before I got into Panic. I got into them in 2009, so this was like their newest record at the time when I first found them. Very exciting. I got into every single song on here as well. Pretty much beat this album to death when it came out, and because of that I just haven't really come back to it a lot in the recent years, but I still have a ton of respect for this. I actually own it on vinyl. It's seriously an incredible piece of artwork right here, just fantastic. Then we have Vices and Virtues. I know this doesn't look like Vices and Virtues because this actually came with the box set I got of Vices and Virtues right around when that came out, so it didn't come with like the actual CD cover and like the case for it. It just came in this little sleeve here, but it is Vices and Virtues, I promise. Here it is. Looks like that. Then we have their next album, Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die. I still really love this album. I think it might be like my second favorite by them, honestly, now. right around when it came out, I wasn't like loving it to death because it was very different compared to what I'm used to from Panic. Brendan shifted their genre a lot, made it more like synthy and electronic and just different, and I wasn't used to it, but I've come to appreciate it now for sure. I've been coming back to this so much. And of course I picked up Death of a Bachelor as well. This is their newest album that came out back in January. I'm not sure if this is going to make my list of top 10 favorite albums of this year, just because I haven't really come back to it a lot, you know, honestly. There's a handful of songs that I still really like. And then we have Patrick Stump's solo project, Soul Punk. Guys, if you have not heard this and you're a Fall Out Boy fan, please go check it out. It sounds nothing like Fall Out Boy, but honestly, I think Patrick deserves it. Like, I think he did so good on this. He played every single instrument, wrote every single part in here, did everything himself. I don't even know what, like, the genre of this is, but it's very different, more poppy, but really good. Next we have Pierce the Veil's Misadventures. I picked this up shortly after the album came out because I was loving it so much. This is probably going to be in my top 10 favorite albums of 2016. There's just a lot of really great songs on here. This album was long awaited. So many years we waited for this album to come out. I still listen to this a lot, especially when I drive. It's a very fun album to drive to. Then we have State Champ's newest album, Around the World and Back. I love the cover art for this, and of course the little doodles on the back here are really pretty. Now, I think this is a very solid record. There's just not a lot of songs I feel are super memorable. Of course, Secrets is like one of the best songs. Losing Myself, All You Are Is History, All or Nothing. There's a lot of songs on here that are really good, but the rest of it I just kind of feel like meh. You know, I haven't really come back to it a ton. I picked this up because I got a free CD from Pure Noise Records. I forget what I ordered, but I was able to like add another CD for free, so I was like, hey, why not get the new St. Champs? Next we have Under Soil and Dirt by one of my favorite pop punk bands, The Story So Far. Oh my god, this is my favorite album by them, dude. This is so fucking good. Every single song on here is so good. I just love it. I also picked up their newest release, their self-titled, and this is another really great record. I didn't love it at first because I felt like a lot of the songs kind of sounded the same, but you know, it's been over a year now and I still really love a lot of these songs on here. Of course, Smile, Heavy Gloom, Distaste, Solo, pretty much every single song on here I listen to a lot and I enjoy. You know, there's nothing I really skip on here. Then we have one of my favorite albums of all time. I got into it a year late, but fucking Turnover's Peripheral Vision. Guys, go listen to this. Promise me you'll listen to this. I've been telling you guys to listen to this for so long. It's seriously fucking flawless. Very ambient listen, just so pleasing. Gives me an eargasm every single time. They're so underrated. Go check it out. Next we have Vessel by 21 Pilots. Every single song on here I'm gonna listen to. There's nothing I want to skip because it's so fucking diverse and just unique. And of course I also picked up Blurry Face, which is their newest record, and this is also so fucking good. It was my favorite record of 2015. Just amazing content right here. I know it is mainstream now, but it is really good. I'm almost done, you guys. Next up we have Electrogram by Vinyl Theater. This band toured with 21 Pilots back in 2014. That's kind of how I heard about them, so I decided to look them up because they had gotten signed to Fueled by Ramen right around that time. And they just put out this album back then. I actually did a video on them where I reacted to their music, and the lead singer actually saw the video. He reached out to me on Twitter, we actually DM'd for a while through the band's account, and I actually scored an interview with this band. I'm not gonna link to that interview because it's kind of embarrassing, but it is out there somewhere. But yeah, this band was so cool. As you can see, it was actually signed because when I did interview them, they went ahead and signed this for me. Then next we have The Wonder Years, No Closer to Heaven. This album is so good. Dude, so many really emotional, deep, kind of personal songs on this record, but they're all like really enjoyable. This is another album that was really fantastic from 2015. It was in my honorable mentions for my favorite albums of that year. Finally, last but not least, we have You Versus Yesterday. This is their EP, Remember This. They actually sent me this for free. I talked about it in a video about a year ago. Fantastic band right here. They're supposed to be releasing an album in the near future. I'm not sure when. I can easily see them getting big in the next few years playing Warped Tour because they just have that perfect sound. Kramer's voice is incredible. Please go check these guys out. Okay, so that was like the longest video I've filmed in a really long time. I'm so sorry if you fucking are still here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for actually, you know, clicking on this video. Make sure you give this video a like if you enjoyed seeing what kind of CDs I have in my collection. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this. It was a long time coming for this video. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for it for like over a year, and I finally went ahead and did it. like I said, make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. And if you want that Knuckle Puck CD, go ahead and find my Instagram, find the photo of that CD, comment, everything is copacetic, and I will pick a winner sometime this week or next week. And yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this, and I will see you guys next time.